Give your MetaHumans a fresh new look with the Metahuman Body Morpher. Both customizable and pre-made body options are included. The custom-made body meshes come with morph targets that allow you to seamlessly blend and combine 4 new body types. New body types include curvy female, buff male, masculine male, and masculine female, as well as the standard MetaHuman physiques. Ready-to-use customization widgets and menus, as well as a real-time save system, are also included. Grab the Meta Body Morpher on Fab and ArtStation marketplaces. Available for free for owners of the Meta customization system.
Hi guys, welcome to this video for the Meta Body Morpher. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to fully set up the Meta Body Morpher with your MetaHumans. So we're just going to quickly look at exactly what we have here. I'll click on play. And I can customize several regions of my character's body. I can either do a full region customization, where I can adjust these sliders to get a different body type morph target active there, okay? Or the masculine slider, underweight or overweight. I can do it for just a certain region like the upper body. Maybe if I want the upper body to be more masculine, I can adjust the mid body, maybe make it a little bit overweight, and so on and so forth. I'm sure you get the point. Okay, so you can mix and match the different customizations according to the body region that we want to actually customize. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just set this down to 0, and we're going to set this thing up from the beginning for male character and our female character. So by default, it looks like this. This is the body that you will get by default for both male and female. It will come with no textures, but I'm going to show you how you can apply the textures, apply it to your MetaHuman, and have everything working in sync with all your MetaHuman blueprints functionality. Okay, so let's begin working on that. We'll set up the male from scratch, and we'll set up the female as well in our tutorial. So let's make a brand new level, a brand new project. If you already have an existing project, you can actually add these files to your existing project and get them working with your MetaHumans. Okay, so I'm just gonna name this. We'll set up tutorial. I'll create a new project. I'm just using a blank project with no starter content. So let's create that. And when you download the project files, what you're going to get is a zip file. Okay. For now, even with the Meta customization system and the Meta Body tool, if you own those, you'll find the zip file in the additional files section on the Unreal Engine marketplace product page. So you would download that zip file, and in the zip file, you have the content folder and the Meta Body Morpher folder, and you just need to combine this with your current project files. So what that looks like is in our new project or in your existing project, if you just right click on the content folder in the content browser and click on Show Explorer, you have your content folder here. Okay, so I'm just going to go to the root of the project folder, and I'm going to merge my content folder in the zip file with the content folder of my project file. So let's just grab that and drag it in here and say yes. And we should have our MetaHuman Body Morpher available here. Okay. So I probably have to restart my project for anything to show here because it's not loaded. It might load in time, but before I restart my project, I'm going to add two metahumans, a male metahuman and a female metahuman. So I'm going to click on window and I'm going to click on Pixel Bridge. And once my bridge is opened, I'm going to choose a metahuman to add to this project. Okay, if you do not have any metahumans that you've created on your own, I suggest you create one. You could also use a preset, but you will need to know whether that preset has a medium weight or a tall, overweight, or underweight body. This customization system by default works with the tall, medium weight metahuman bodies for both male and female. Okay, so whichever metahuman you choose to pick to use with this, please make sure that it's a tall, medium weight metahuman, or else the head will not match with the body. Okay, so the best way you can do that is in the metahuman creator, create a custom metahuman and make sure it has a tall, medium weight body. Okay. So I've got my local folder here, and I've got some presets, some pre-made metahumans that I created myself with that particular body type. I'm going to use Gavin and this custom metahuman for an anime character. So I'm going to export these to my project. If you are using Unreal Engine 5.5, make sure that you use the highest quality version available when you download your metahuman. Okay. And once you export your metahumans, enable any plugins it asks you to enable. So what I mean by make sure I use the highest quality metahuman available is, for example, if I click on this metahuman, it's set to medium quality. Okay. So in 5.5, the meshes do actually change depending on the quality you choose. If you choose low quality, for example, you'll get a very low poly metahuman and it will not match with the body and the head. So make sure you use the highest quality. Okay. So when downloading, you set it to highest. Do not use medium, do not use low. I'm using 5.4 right now, so I can use the medium quality because the head, the mesh doesn't change. But if you are using 5.5 or above, please make sure you use the highest quality. So before I restart my editor, I'm just going to click on restart later because I've got a few more plugins that I need to enable. I'm going to go into the MetaHumans folder and I'm going to pick the MetaHuman we'll be working on first. I'll open up BP Gavin. And it's going to ask me to enable one more plugin here. So I'm going to enable that plugin and now I can restart the editor. Okay. So click on Restart Editor. And once that's loaded up, we should be fully set up to work with the needed plugins. Okay, so I'm just going to dismiss everything here and I'll close this down. And I'm going to go to the Meta Body Morpher folder. Okay, and I'm going to open up the maps and I'm going to open up the male demo map. And what I'm going to get here is, since this is a brand new project, I don't have any textures on my male character's body. Okay, and if I take a close look, it says add metahuman body texture. So you're going to add the metahuman body texture to this character. Okay. Customization is fully functional though. I can customize the character. So now let's begin the process of adding a metahuman to, or rather adding this body customization to the metahumans that we added to this project. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is, once we open up the MetaHumans Gavin folder, BP Gavin or whichever metahuman you chose to use. As I said before, make sure that the body type is correct. Okay, so the body type you must be using is this one here. M, tall, narrow body, a normal weight body. Okay. So, if your metahuman's body is saying something like short or medium, and you need to make sure you create a metahuman with a tall body. Okay. So in this tutorial, I'm not really showing how to use the MetaHuman creator. Hopefully you already have that knowledge. If you do not, just look for a tutorial on how to create a MetaHuman, and you should be able to choose the correct body type and then download and import that. Okay, so we're going to open up the body, and we're going to transfer, or rather add the MetaHuman body's texture to our mesh. Okay, so click on the browse to content, browse to M body synchronized in the content browser. Okay, click on that, and then double click on the material that we just browsed to, and then open up the MetaHuman Body Morpher folder, and double click on meshes, and open up the SK male body. Yeah, open that up, and go back to the material we opened. Just click on this button here to find it in the content browser, and go back to the mesh we just opened up, and click on this browser button here, use selected asset from content browser. So now we have our MetaHuman texture applied to our customizable body, which actually uses the same UV layout as our MetaHumans. Okay, so here we now have a texture applied to our custom body. Okay, the next step is we're going to find our custom body again in the content browser, and we are going to assign the MetaHuman skeleton to this character, to this body. So actually want to do this for every single mesh that we have in here, okay, including the prefabs. The prefabs are pre-made bodies, so that you don't have to use morph targets in order to get the different customized body types. You can use the prefab meshes. Okay, so we want to assign all of these as well as the ones we have here. Okay, so in the meshes folder, just well, we could do it in two ways. We can right click and go to skeleton and click on assign skeleton. Okay, so this is the male body. I've clicked on assign skeleton, and I can assign the MetaHuman base skeleton and click on accept. As you can see, everything is exactly the same because it's the exact same skeleton, no additional bones. Okay, so once we accept, this now uses the MetaHuman skeleton. And we have to do that for all of these if you plan on using all of this, but it might be a little bit time consuming if we do that. So what we can do instead is we can select scale MetaHuman. This is a skeleton that comes with the project files that you downloaded. Simply just press delete on that. Okay, if we delete that, we can reassign, okay, replace the references with the default MetaHuman skeleton. So just click here and choose MetaHuman base skeleton and click on replace. And what this will do is it will delete this, and it will assign the MetaHuman skeleton for everything here. Okay, so now everything is using the MetaHuman skeleton. Okay, so that's step one. Okay, step two is right click on well, let's just find it in the content browser so that you know exactly where it is. Let's go to the blueprints and open up the BP mail, and that's this one here. Okay, so double click on BP mail, and these are the blueprints that actually drive the customization in our character's body. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to copy all the blueprint functionality, and we want to copy all the variables except for the body and the torso. Okay, because we already have that in the MetaHuman blueprint. Okay, so I am going to copy all the variables to our MetaHuman blueprint, that is Gavin. So we'll go to the MetaHuman folder in the content browser and open up Gavin. And we can double click on BP Gavin. So we've opened up Gavin. Let's go to the viewport. This is our MetaHuman blueprints and the body, as we already saw earlier. So what we want to do now is we want to replace the body and torn arrow body with the customizable body. Okay, so just drag this to the side, and in the Meta Body Morpher folder, let's go to meshes and choose SK customizable male body, and let's add it over here. Okay, so SK customizable body is now the body that we're using. Okay, use this button to add it with this one selected. Okay, you just simply click on this button, and you should get this body now be in the default body of the MetaHuman. Okay. So we're not done yet. We've got our customizable body here, but we've got no functionality for it. Okay, no blueprint functionality. Just compile that, go to the event graph. We're going to add, first of all, the variables in here, and then we're going to add the blueprint functionality in the event graph. Okay, so let's grab the variables first of all. We want to do the variables first because we don't want to get any errors with the blueprint functionality. So let's copy all the variables. Okay, so with BP mail open and with BP Gavin or whichever MetaHuman you're using open, let's go to BP mail and let's grab the camera and the cinematic, the camera root and the cinematic camera components. Now let's copy those. Let's go back to BP Gavin and let's right click on the root and paste those right here. Okay, so we've got those two variables in there. Rather components in there. And now let's copy our components and our other variables. So we already grabbed the cinematic camera, the camera root. We already have the torso and the body in the MetaHuman blueprint, so we don't need to think about that. We're going to start from is mouse button pressed. Okay, so copy this. We have to do these one by one. We can't select them together. So copy the first one is mouse button pressed and paste it in the components area. Right click on components, so click on paste, and do the same for all the rest. Left rotation, copy, paste it right here in the components. Grab the next one, body wheel active, copy and paste. Grab the next one, camera turn in, copy and paste. And grab the next one, control rotation, copy and paste. Okay, I do believe we have everything. If anything is missing, we're going to get an error. So that error will tell us that something is missing, but I don't think anything is missing. If you did, in fact, do get an error, just check through all the components and make sure they're matching with mine. Okay, so now in the BP mail, let's press Ctrl A to select everything. Okay, because we want to copy everything except for event begin play, because we already have event begin play in the MetaHuman blueprint. So hold down Control whilst everything is already selected and click on, while holding down Control, click on event begin play to deselect event begin play. Make sure everything else is selected. Now right click and copy. Then go back to BP Gavin and just try to get to a empty space away from the default MetaHuman functionality. Just nearby, but a little bit of an empty space, and paste it there. You can right click and type paste, or you can paste by pressing Ctrl V. Okay, but I'll just type paste there and click on paste, and now we have all our blueprint functionality from BP mail in our MetaHuman blueprint. Okay, but I haven't really pasted it in the correct position because I'm actually overlapping the default MetaHuman functionality here. So I'm just going to press Ctrl Z and try and do that again in a different area, maybe somewhere over here, because I don't want it to overlap with the functionality that's already here. So just somewhere here and paste it there. Okay, so this is better. So I'm going to click and drag from sequence. Okay, this was connected to event begin play. So I'm going to click and drag from sequence. Just line it up to event begin play in the MetaHuman blueprint. Okay, so event begin play is over here. So I'm going to have this over here. Okay, and all my functionality is on this side. Okay, I'm going to click and drag this pin and connect it to the sequence. And if I compile, I should be done with everything that needs to be done here. I'll click on compile. No errors. Let's save that out. And let's close everything down. What I want to do next is we want to put BP Gavin into this level. Okay, so let's go to MetaHumans. Open up Gavin, select BP Gavin. Right click on this blueprint right here. It's called BP Jane in here, but it's actually a mail blueprint. So right click on this blueprint, go to replace selected actions with and click on BP Gavin. Okay, don't go to place but replace. Okay, click on Gavin. And now I'm just going to save this as a different level. So I'll save current level as. I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call it maps. Open it up. And I'll save it as Gavin. Simple as that. Now if I click play, I've got a customizable MetaHuman. And that's where we began from the beginning of the video. Okay. So let's say maybe I want a masculine upper body and an overweight mid body, given a bit of a big belly there. And yeah, I could have some bigger legs or overweight legs or even underweight. As you can see, all my customization functionality is actually working now. Okay, and basically that's the entire process for setting up this product to work with your MetaHuman. Okay, and for the female, just to finish it off, it's the exact same process. Let's open up maps. Sorry, let's open up MetaHuman Body Morpher, maps, demo map female, and quickly set up a female MetaHuman. Okay. So our next step is to add the female texture to the female body. Okay. So there is one thing that you might want to do. She's wearing a bikini. Okay. And actually our male character was wearing a pair of shorts, so we actually didn't add those shorts to Gavin. So before we proceed all the way, let's go back to demo map male. Sorry, not male, but let's go to maps, Gavin, where our MetaHuman is fully set up. Let's add those shorts. So let's right click on Gavin or whichever MetaHuman you're using, click on edit, and let's add those shorts there. Okay, so for now, it's actually set up to work on the torso area. So we're going to use torso. Okay, click on torso and select from the content browser, select Metahuman Body Morpher folder and meshes and select the SK gym shorts. And let's add them there on the torso. Let's compile and save. If you want to add on a different layer, maybe legs or feet, what you have to do is find everywhere where torso is connected, okay, and drag and drop legs and connect it there, okay, as well as feet, connect it there, okay, to the same location where torso is connected in case you want to use a different mesh. Okay, so same goes for this one as well as this one. Just add legs and feet and connect them there, and do make sure you do that for all of these all this functionality. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 areas where you have to add those. So make sure you add all of those the same way I have done it here. Just connect it to the set morph target and you should be able to work with everything here. But since in my original blueprint there's only 2 meshes, that's why we only get 2 of those. But anyway, we've added the shorts to BP Gavin, and if I click play, as you can see, customization is working for the shorts as well. So keep in mind that the meta body tool actually the customization affects all the clothing of your character, but since we're using morph targets of Meta Body Morpher, you will need to create morph targets for your character's clothing with the exact same names as you see here. Okay, for the customization. So this is the traditional way of doing customizations, quite different from the MetaBody tool, which I created before, that actually does the customization on the clothing automatically. So there's a little bit of give and take when you're using morph targets, or because you will have to create the morphs for your clothing. Okay. So yeah, this is fully set up now. We can go back to our female demo. I haven't set up the female. We'll do this very quickly. It's the same process as we did the male. So yeah, let's go to our anime character. Let's open her up, and let's try and do this quickly. Let's go to the viewport, find the body in the content browser. Same process as we did before. So if I'm doing it a little bit quickly, it's just because I don't want to make the video too long. So let's find the material in the content browser, open it up. Let's open up the female body in the Metahuman Body Morpher meshes folder. SK customizable female, open that up. Let's get the texture, look for it in the content browser, and add it over here. Okay. So like I say, she's wearing a bikini. So before we fully set this up, I will also show you how to get rid of the underwear textures, so that it's just the bikini that is remaining. Okay. So let's proceed. We've added the texture. Let's go to BP anime, and let's replace the body. We already deleted our original skeleton so that we only have the MetaHuman skeleton working with our meshes. Let's go to the meshes folder. Let's select SK customizable female. Let's add her there. Okay, so now we're using the customizable body. Let's go to the event graph. Okay, let's save that out. Let's edit. Right click on the blueprint in here. Edit BP female. It's just much faster to get there. So in BP female, this is our female body customization functionality. Okay, that's found in blueprints female. Okay, so do not use the male, use the female or the female character. There are some differences in the functionality. The male character has an extra function which tells the blueprint that it's using a male character. That is set the male blueprint to true. Okay, the female blueprint does not have that, and that's because we do not want it to be recognized as a male. This is a female, so this button over here is curvy instead of buff. Okay, so let's finish setting this up. BP female, we're going to copy all the functionality. Same thing we did last time, except for the event begin play. Let's copy, and let's go to our anime MetaHuman and open up BP anime. Let's paste everything in here. So again, we're going to move to the side. We're going to paste it somewhere over here. We're going to connect the event begin play to sequence. Okay, let's drag it down and line it up with event begin play from here LOD. Let's connect that. We haven't copied the components yet, so if we compile, we're going to get a bunch of errors. Okay, so I'll just show you those errors in advance in case you do make a mistake of not having all the components there. Click on compile. So as you see, this time we've gotten a bunch of errors which we did not get when we were doing the male. Okay, so this blueprint is now broken. Okay, so let's fix that up by doing the same process we did with the male. Grab the camera and the camera root, copy that, paste it in BP anime over the root. Okay, right click on the root, paste it there, and then in BP female, let's open up all the components of variables. Let's start from is mouse button pressed. You copy that, paste it in the variables over here under components, paste a variable, and do the same with the rest. Left rotation, copy, paste. And the next one, copy and paste that. That's body wheel. Paste. The next one, camera turning, copy, paste. Control, rotation, copy, paste. And we are done with this part of the setup. But we still need to get rid of the underwear under the bikini. So if we compile this now works properly. let's find BP anime in the content browser. Use our MetaHuman. Let's click on it and then right click on our our body in the content in the level there. Replace selected actors with BP anime. Okay, so we got that there. Let's save as. We're gonna save this as anime. Let's save that and let's press play. And as you can see, we've got some customization going there. So this is actually how we had set up a male character. So I'm just going to zero out everything. Yes, this is actually, oh, okay. So this is our default. Okay, so we can make her curvy or muscular, overweight, or underweight. Okay, so I want to add the bikini there, and I want to remove this this underwear texture that we've got here. Okay, so let me show you how we can do that. We've got another folder in the Meta Body Morpher folder here, underwear remover. Okay, so we can use this to remove the underwear of our MetaHuman character. So let's double click there and go into the material, and it says copy this to M body skin. Okay, so I want to copy all this functionality to M body skin. Okay, let's quickly do that. Let's go to our MetaHumans and search for M body skin. Okay, so that is M underscore body skin. We'll type M underscore body skin. Okay, so I want to add it to this. Okay, so make sure your MetaHuman folders is highlighted, and then you type this in the search bar. Double click on this. Okay, maybe you want to duplicate it just to have a backup there. So we have two of them. Okay, it's gonna compile the save. So open up the original one, and this is our original MetaHuman material functionality. So let's click and drag this all the way to the side. Okay, because we want to add that functionality in the middle. Okay, so drag it a little bit far, and then open that material that we opened up that said copy this to embodied skin. Okay, grab everything, press Ctrl A, the same way we did with the blueprint, but leave out the result node of material. Okay, let's copy everything. Right click, copy, come to the M body skin, and let's just try and paste that somewhere in the middle here. Okay, I'll paste it here, and I've got a lot of functionality here. Let's just make sure so that it's clean. Just put it in a good position. Okay. So there's some instructions in here. It says connect this to base lerp. Sorry, connect this to base color lerp node in your MetaHuman body material. Okay, so what that looks like is this base color lerp. Okay, so base color lerp, it's this one. Okay, so connect that one to this. Okay, drag it and connect it here. Okay, and the result should be connected to this. Connect this to base color. Okay, so in the result, this should be connected to base color. And that should be all. Next one says connect this to feature level node in your MetaHumans body material. So we're gonna look for feature level switch. That's this one. We're gonna connect it here. So a feature level switch goes to the normal. Okay. So grab that feature level switch, connect it here, where it says connect to feature level switch, and connect this to the normal. Okay, so if you do in fact get this error, you can correct it like this. Okay, so for the first one, we are going to add a custom normal map because we don't want any of that underwear to be showing in the normals on the skin. So for the first one, just click on the material expression texture base and type masculine here, MUSC. We can choose T, F masculine normal. F masculine is for the female, so you choose that one. And for skin normal number 2, we'll use the exact same texture. So do the exact same thing, choose that one. And for the macro, just type skin macro here. It should be your MetaHuman folder. So skin macro normal. Yes, this one here. And that should be it. And those errors should be gone. And our next step, we're going to connect this to feature level switch for roughness. This is normal, and this should be WPO. There is roughness somewhere around here, mobile roughness. Okay, so mobile roughness, grab that and connect it to here, and connect this to roughness on the result. And let us grab specular and connect it here. So this is normal, this is roughness, clay material, scattering. We're looking for specular. Okay, so this is specular, which is going directly just to be 100% sure. Grab specular and connect it here. So let's connect this to specular and apply that. Okay, so once you've done that, your MetaHumans body texture is going to change. Okay, as you can see here, right? So we are going to have to make some adjustments to get it to look correct. Okay, so we are going to start from the material instance. So we're going to have to find the material instance to begin to set this up to work correctly. Okay, but before we do that, we are going to add the bikini to our MetaHuman. So let's go back to BB Anime and let's open the meshes folder and select the bikini. Let's browse down to the torso and let's add the bikini there. Okay, so we've got our bikini there. Next thing we want to do is we want to go to the material. So let's select the MetaHuman body in the blueprint and let's search for the element 0 material in the details panel. Let's open that. And while this is open, let's just change the view a little bit so we can see both. Okay. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to get the color, the skin color, where we've actually raised the underwear to match with our MetaHumans body. So if you do not want to use the underwear remover, you can actually just paint over your MetaHumans body map, texture map, and all the rest of that. But if you're not much of an artist and you'd rather use this slightly more automatic method, you can simply just use base color. Search for tint and underwear skin tint. Let's activate that. And underwear skin tint amount, activate that as well. You can leave skin tint itself off. Okay. And we're going to start from here. We're going to set this to 0.1 first of all. And then we're going to go to the skin tint and choose a color. I'm going to choose the eyedropper here. And try to pick a color on the body that matches the skin. Okay, it's not a perfect match, but it's much closer than what we had by default. Okay, and I'm gonna adjust it right now. The default skin is looking a little bit brighter. Okay, so I want to adjust this color instead. I'll adjust the tint amount by raising it just a little bit until it's looking more like it's meshed. Okay. So depending on your MetaHuman, you might have to do a little bit more or a little bit less work. Okay. And on the back side, we can actually see a little bit of blemish in there and a little bit of the original texture. Okay, so we have to fix that as well. Okay, let's save that out. And let's close this down. And let's look for, let's just start the word underwear. I think if we type map, we should get some maps here. So we're gonna change this. Okay, so here where it says female underwear, okay, under the base color, we want to replace this. Okay, let's go to the underwear remover folder under Meta Body Morpher, and let's go to textures. Okay, this one actually does not matter. I think what we want is base, rather mask. What we want to search for here is mask. Okay, the underwear mask. We want to replace it with this one. And let's click there, and as you can see, it is now much better, much cleaner. Okay. As for the normal map, I think the level is a little bit bright, so we can't really see the detail. We could try and look at it. Let's type normal here. Female body normal. We can change this to whatever we want. We can change it to masculine, or we can leave it the way it is. Okay. So if we go to our textures folder, in the Meta Body Morpher textures folder, we can add a masculine or a curvy map, a normal map. So let's add a masculine one. TF masculine, that's texture female masculine. Or TM masculine, texture male masculine. So we want the female one here. We can add that there. And we're actually using the masculine normal map. If you can look very closely, you notice there's a little bit of highlighting in the tabs there. But when we add the masculine morph target, that's when we'll really be able to see that properly. Let's go to full body and set masculine to high. Okay. So anyway, as you can see the results, still needs a little bit of adjusting, but as you can see the result, we've actually gotten rid of the underwear there, and our bikini is actually looking the way it's supposed to now. Okay. So now if you open up the male level, you're going to notice that there is a bit of a change on the male character because we changed the texture. So you notice some of the detail on the male character has actually disappeared. But we don't really need to remove the undergarments for the male character. So what we can do, if we want to disable what we did, we can open up the material. Okay, just click on the body of your male character. The easiest way to get to it is click on the blueprint, and in the details panel, click on body, and actually find the material in the materials section. Find it in the content browser. Click in there. Double click on the material and search for what has happened here is actually the underwear remover has removed the textures for all the metahumans. So the underwear textures for all the metahumans. So what we can do is we can search for on stroke off. Okay, so we can just highlight this and put it on 1. If we put it on 1, it will be off. If we put it on 0, it will be on. So as you can see, we've gotten back some of that original texture. Well, actually all the original texture, we've gotten it back now since we've set this to 1. On the female texture, we can do the exact same thing if we want to reverse what we did without actually affecting the original material. So now the texture looks normal again. So yeah, that is the process you can use to set up a female character and remove the texture. You can remove the texture with a male character in the exact same way. Okay. And I think that is now the end of our tutorial. This is basically the full process you can use to set up the Meta Body Morpher with your MetaHuman. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the comments. In the future videos, I will show you how to make morph targets for your outfits that match with this customization. In case you're a beginner at actually using morph targets and customization systems, I will show you how to do that. If you're a professional, you probably already know how to do it. But that's it for our video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.